That's annoying. Never mind. We'll gloss over my really shoddy shaving. My mirror's broken. Anyway, so yes, this stream is just a review at the patch notes. So there is no gameplay, so don't be expecting anything from on that front. Let's just shimmy this over to the groups. Share. I was back in 2 seconds. Okay. Ow. There we go. I've got rid of the offending bits and pieces. Right. So today we're just going to be taking a quick look at the patches that came out released this morning. Ordinarily I would do a video, but my videos don't get that many views for the patch notes, so I decided screw it. I can't bother wasting time on that. So here we go. So let's go to the right tab. There we go. Okay, so the update for December, it's happening on the 21st of December, which is Monday, and the patch size will be between 2.5 and or 2.3 and 2.5 gigabytes, depending on the generation of Xbox. Hello, Chris. How you doing? So the servers will be down at the usual time between 7 and 10 AM UTC. So for those of you who live in the UK, that's between 7 AM and 7 PM. Sorry, 7 AM and 10 PM. 10 AM. Oh, for goodness sake, I can't get my words out. Anyway, let's take a look. There is a lot to look at for this particular one, and my face is all the way down there. Professional stream, Cerberus. Well done. So we've got the campaign, which has 2 ships as their reward. So we've got the Tier 7 Massachusetts and the Tier 4 cruiser Yahagi. So for those that don't know, Massachusetts is the sister ship to Alabama, and Yahagi is one of the Agano class light cruisers of the Imperial Japanese Navy. So what makes Massachusetts special, different to Alabama? Well, she's more towards secondaries. So on PC she has something like, I think 7.6 something range on the secondaries. Now I'm not expecting that to have transitioned over to Legends. I'll probably expect Massachusetts probably have like a 6.5 or 7 kilometer range on her secondaries, to be fair. Abby saw how to Kangaroo. Hey, yes. Let's not jump ahead. Let's go on each bit individually. I've got my own thoughts on that. So yes, Massachusetts is the sister ship to Alabama, mostly the same ship, but some slight soft stats changes in terms of secondaries, more than likely. Probably slightly worse accuracy on the main battery guns, but in most instances, pretty much the same ship, just slightly different. And then we've got Yahagi, which is a light cruiser. So I believe she has, is it 6 150mm guns in 3 twin mounts, is what I seem to remember. But she's a light cruiser. She's tier 4. She's going to get blapped easily, so you've got to be careful with it. I would imagine playing her similar to Yubari. I think Yubari would probably be a good comparison for that ship. So it'd probably be like a tier 4 Yubari with an extra gun. That's what I'm thinking. So the campaign will be 120 levels. When you see large patterns like these, you get worried. Well, that's why I'm going to go through it quickly for you. So the campaign will be 120 levels. If you decide to boost the campaign from start to finish, it will set you back 32,250 doubloons, and that includes the Already backing. There is some slight differences this time round. Whilst the missions themselves are likely going to be the same, or pretty familiar, rather than it being 6 weekly Havocs, it's going to be 3 bi-weekly Havocs instead. This is just a patch note reading. The full stream will come later on in Gizmo. So, 120 levels, and you can get a metric shit ton of stuff, as usual. So, without your ability backing, you're able to get 70 boosters, 46 camouflages, 2,000 global XP, 270,000 commander experience, 200,000 credits, 1 insignia, 16 promotion orders, 1 commendation, 7 days of premium time, 375 doubloons, 1 secret Santa crate, 1 super Santa crate, 1 Japanese commander crate, 1 American commander crate, 2 patches, and that's your lot for your freebie. If you go for the ability backing for the next campaign, you'll be able to get 175 boosters, 126 camouflages, 15,000 global XP, 440,000 commander experience, 1.5 million credits, 5 insignia, 40 promotion orders, 4 commendations, 7 days of premium, 1,250 doubloons, 3 secret Santa containers, 4 super Santa containers. You've got your Japanese and your American commanders, your patches, and your ships, the Yahagi and Master Ships themselves. How do I get back off this? How do I get back off this? That button? No, that's not it. There we go. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff there for you to get. I think there's a more detailed breakdown here of the individuals. So there's a bunch of Type 1, Type 2, and Type 3 camouflages. And there's the standard 21 camouflages as well. So yeah, I'm not going to go through all those bits and pieces. The total value of the campaign with the ability backing is 83,225 doubloons. So it's pretty worth it if you're going to grind it out and then get hold of the bits and pieces. So yep. Next up we have the campaign currency, or the event currency, because there's a new event coming for Icebreakers. And it's a very interesting one, this one, because you'll be able to obtain the Tier 7 Soviet battleship Lenin, which for those that are familiar with the ship from PC, it is essentially an up-tiered Nelson with better armour, but Russian. Essentially. She comes with the usual Soviet damage control pack, so you have limited reloads. But like the Soviet ships and Nelson herself, she has a very vulnerable citadel. Now that can be obtained for, I believe, 25,000 Icebreaker coins. Now these coins you'll get by completing missions and events during the next update. And you also get them from the Super Santa containers, so you can get 250 per container, and you'll get the Icebreaker coins from completing ranked battles as well. So if you get rank 11, 5 and 1, you'll be able to obtain up to 6,063 of these coins. It is essentially the same content, Elliot. You'll also get Icebreaker coins from a weekly Havoc as well. Up to 9,000 if you buy out the campaign on day 1. Or up to 3,000 if you finish the campaign in the penultimate week of the update. However, you can also obtain new legendary ships on a temporary basis using your Icebreaker coins. Now, these legendary ships, have they mentioned later on? Yes, they've mentioned later on, so we'll go into them in a moment. But you'll be able to rent legendary ships for up to 1,600 per week. And then come against them as well. And there's some pretty spicy choices there. So, you will not be able to obtain Lenin for free. So do bear that in mind. You will not be able to obtain that ship for free. You will need to spend money to get the Lenin. So out goes any notion of being able to obtain the ship for free, or people asking, oh, why can't I get this ship for free? Well, it's made quite clear here it isn't possible to obtain her for free. There is a new Bureau project, which is a temporary one. It will only be available during the next update. It's the Battle of North Cape, with Arctic skins for Edinburgh, Scharnhorst, and Duke of York. Now, Duke of York isn't in game yet, but she is coming in the next update. Now, this has annoyed me just a little bit, because Edinburgh was not at the Battle of North Cape. Edinburgh was sunk in 1943. The Battle of North Cape, where Scharnhorst was sunk, was 1944. So rather than giving the camouflage for Belfast, which is the ship that was present at North Cape, they've given it to Edinburgh. Wargaming gives the middle finger to history. Well, yeah. To start the project, you'll need to have completed the intro project. You'll need to have done the first Bureau project of the whole lot. And it is, as I say, it is time limited. So come the next update, which I believe is the 1st of February, according to these notes, you will not be able to complete the project. So after the 1st of February, you will not be able to complete it if you have not done so already. You can, however, boost it by up to 80%. So you can spend 15,000 doubloons to boost it as far as you go. And there are 4 segments per stage. Does it say how many stages there is? Doesn't say how many stages there are. But you will require high tier ships and high ranked commanders. Wargaming have made it clear here that the project is by no means easy, but they believe that most regular players will be able to at least outfit the Edinburgh in the Arctic skin. Now, is it possible to complete the North Cape without boosting? We don't know yet. I'm guessing you could, but you would need to have all the ships that are required, and they haven't specified what the ships are in these Patchnotes, unfortunately. Hi, Baguette, how you doing? Theoretically, yes, you can. Yes, you can have up to 3 Tier 7 battleships at the end of this update. On to the next one, legendary ships for rent. So, as mentioned before, the Icebreaker coins. If you spend 1,500 Icebreaker coins, you'll be able to enjoy one of the following: the Worcester, Gearing, and Conqueror. So the Worcester is on PC is a tier 10 light cruiser, infamous for spewing copious amounts of HE downrange and burning shit to the ground. Gearing is known as being one of the most potent gunboat destroyers at tier 10, and I do believe on PC she does have access to 16.5km torpedoes. Whether that's in Legends or not, we don't know yet, so we can't see the stats. And then Conqueror. Well, Conqueror needs no introduction. Everyone who's played PC, who's watched PC, all know who what the Conqueror is. Although, for those that are just joining, it is a tier 10 battleship on PC, armed with 12 419mm guns, with a 52% chance to set fire on HE rounds. Yes, it's going to be an interesting one. Any XP that you'll get on these ships will be added to your tier 1 ships for the respective nations at the end of the update, because the ships will only be in game from the Monday until the 1st of February. You will lose access to the ships after the 1st of February. That's possible, Rain, here. It is possible because the Azure Lane ship's already got the camouflage, decided to give it to Edinburgh, but it's giving them a little thing to the history, but we'll give Wargaming the benefit of the doubt on that one. Gearing and Victor Mordorf or Halsey, an inspiration just sounds nasty. We'll need to see, because we need to see what the stats are. Essentially, a Gearing, you could describe a Gearing as a Fletcher with Atlanta guns mounted on it. So, it's a Fletcher with Atlanta turrets. Or half a Flint. Yeah, half a Flint. We'll call it, we'll see it. Half a Flint is what a Gearing is. Basically. On to the Santa containers. So we're getting some more bits and pieces. So we get some more crates. Now these Santa containers have a bunch of ships in them, but they will also have crate exclusive ships in the form of a Sashio and the Japanese battleship Ki. So Ki is, to all intents and purposes, an Amagi with torpedoes. Now the update video also confirms Belfast will be available to be obtained in the Santa containers as well. So if you haven't got Belfast from the campaign previously, that ship will be available to obtain via the Santa containers too. So you've got Asashio, Key, Belfast, I believe there's a couple of others which are available, but they haven't been listed. So you'll need to check out the container chances on Monday. They'll have all the ships that are listed on there, along with the chances of obtaining them as well. Obviously, Japanese battleship Key will be a very small chance of being able to obtain it, so much like Atago B in the recent Black Friday event. So do bear that in mind. There is also some super prizes for those who do wish to spend money on the containers. Now, I wouldn't advise buying containers for the hopes of getting one of these super prizes. I would simply just say, just buy the crates if you want to buy the crates. Don't expect anything high tier or the super prizes, but if you get them, it's nice. The prizes are, I believe, 360 days of premium or 100,000 doubloons, and I have heard rumours. Now these are unconfirmed, so this could just be some telling me bullshit. There is also the chance of 750,000 global XP. Please take that last bit with a pinch of salt. I just heard it on the go round. It was mentioned, I think it was mentioned in Discord, but it was not confirmed by anybody. So there is a pinch of salt, but I believe the prizes could be 360 days of premium, 100,000 doubloons, or 750,000 global XP. Now they're the super rare prizes. Now, as I say, take them with a pinch of salt because I'm not certain on the global XP one. Also, if you want to get a couple of a Santa crate right now and some camouflages, you can enter the code O4DC7BJ8FK at the wowslegends.com/code-redeemer. So that code again is Oscar 4 Delta Charlie 7 Bravo Juliet 8 Foxtrot Kilo. You'd rather have the premium time, Ricky Rambo? Why? Why would you rather have 100,000 doubloons? Let me get to know they haven't published the chances yet, but I would imagine they'll be good up on Monday when the update hits. So that code again for a Santa container and three of the Santa Blue and Santa Red camouflages. It is Oscar 4 Delta Charlie 7 Bravo Juliet 8 Foxtrot Kilo. I would imagine they probably would be the same price as what they were last year, so I think it was 1,000 doubloons. Ranked battles. Ranked is back, but with some changes. Fuck my life. Dr. Kangaroo, I would say get if you want to one of the super containers, the super prizes, the 100,000 doubloons would be probably the better one because you can actually get 3 lots of 750k with 100,000 doubloons. You can 750k global XP is 30,000 doubloons. I'm not. No. This new ranked season will be the most different of them all, and it'll also be quite hardcore. So the season starts on the 4th of January. It is tier 5. Any ranks that you earned in season 8 will equate to a number of stars you automatically receive at the start of the season. Divisions of up to 2 people are allowed. However, it is 5v5. It is not 7v7. It is 5v5, and there is only 1 destroyer per team. The other difference is that the highest scoring person on the losing team no longer retains their star. If you lose, you lose a star. Full stop. There is no difference this time round. That's got to be interesting. But that does benefit divisions. Because if you're in a division in this next ranked season, you don't have to fight for the first place spot if you're going to lose. You don't have to fight for it. You're both going to lose a star. May as well try and have a bit of fun. Now the maps. It's the most varied set of maps we've had. We've got Strait, New Dawn, Shards, North, Trap, Land of Fire, and Northern Waters. Once again, it is a long season with 3 leagues. So you've got the first league starting at rank 16, the second league happening at rank 11, and then the third league happening at rank 5. And there are 16 of the 16 ranks. 16, 15, 11, 5, and 1 are irrevocable. Probably that. Yeah, probably about 0.001% rain. This season is going to drive me fucking mad. I am going to lose my shit at this season. I shall try and stream it for your entertainment. Oh. These are the rewards for rank season, probably the usual crap as well. So you've got commander items, currencies, icebreaker coins, camouflages, season patches, and I would also imagine some crates. Please don't make a crate the final reward, because last season, after 176 battles, I got greeted with 15 shadow camouflages from my Black Friday crate. I wanted to murder somebody when I got that. I'll be getting fucking Coyote on board for this one. You be... No, I will drag him into rank if I'll drag him into a division if I have to. I was like, you will division up with me. Fire, metagame, and battleships. So, the community has been very vocal recently about battleships and being set on fire. So, Wargaming has taken a look at this, and they have introduced some changes. The first thing is that there's a new legendary skill for all battleship captains. Fight fire with fire. So, fight fire with fire. It removes damage over time effects from your ship whenever there are 3 concurrent damage over time effects. So that could be 3 concurrent fires or flooding. This effect can only be triggered if your damage control party is on cooldown, or if you've run out of damage control parties in the case of Russian ships. So essentially, whilst you're on fire, if you get hit by 3 damage over time effects, such as fires or flooding, whilst your damage control party is not available, you will stop taking damage from that damage over time. So you'll no longer take burning damage or flooding damage whilst you have 3 effects. I personally think that is too strong. Personally. That's going to neuter... it's going to neuter Kharbarovsk for a start. Because Kharbarovsk, in my opinion, plays better when you play it as cruiser spamming HE. It's going to neuter the HE spamming light cruisers, which I suppose is a good thing to an extent. But they're already getting a nerf anyway. And it's going to neuter battleships that rely on HE guns, HE shells, such as, say, the British. Now, the general skill itself reduces the burning damage to your ship by 5% at rank 1. I don't know what the increments are, unfortunately. You'll bribe some dollar. You'll drop some dollars and bribe Tikara Robin just to give me some chance on the super containers. Yeah, it kind of makes you just want to think, right, I'm on fire, I'm going to pop damage control party straight away. That's what it's kind of making me think. Rambo, use looking for vision. What's wrong with my hair? It's been washed. But, wait, there's more. There's been changes to some of the other skills. The emergency specialist skill has been changed. The duration penalty has been increased from 30 to 70%, while the cooldown has been reduced from 5 to 15% and to 8 to 30%. The firefighter skill has also been changed. The damage reduction for damage control party is 40% down from 30%, so you're going to have a shorter duration on your DCP for event specialist and firefighter, but you're going to have a faster reload and improved reduction in catching fire. So your reduction in catching fire is going to be going from 3 to 10% to 4 to 15%. And then on to the nerf. Equilibrium of power. Oh, what the hell? Oh, I've got two things on there. I'll get rid of one of those. Equilibrium of power is getting a whack with the nerf. So previously we had a 2% reduction on your fire chance whilst using equilibrium of power, as well as the reduction in the HE damage. And the HE damage reduction is remaining, but your fire chance is going to be reduced by 50%, so that includes all modifiers. It'll be a flat 50% reduction on your total fire chance. So can do, they're not actually nerfing damage control party, they're changing the skills which affect it. So they're going to have a shorter duration but have a faster reload. Equilibrium power will halve your fire chance on your guns. So now you're going to have to be a bit more thoughtful of as to whether you'll be spamming HE or when you'll try and be more skillful and know when to use AP. But personally, I feel fight fire with fire is, I think, perhaps a step too far. Personally, I was maybe have thought, rather than creating an entirely new skill, maybe give the firefighter skill a reduction in fire damage as well, or maybe give, especially the same, a reduction in damage over time effects of reduce the damage you take for flooding and fire. I don't think it is a necessary skill, but it will be beneficial for, if it is going to all battleship captains, it'll be beneficial for some of the first run Azure Lane ones who don't actually have the will to rebuild. But I suppose you have to take a bit of a risk, because you have to rely on being able to, you have to think about, are you going to get 3 fires or 2 fires in the flood? Cleveland fast laughs at the nerfs. I shoot fast enough that the effect isn't that bad. Armor Viewer, we're finally getting it after what? How many months? More than 2 years. So I've been playing Legends since July 2018. We're getting an Armor Viewer. Why do I... What do you mean, why do I keep saying it, Superman? I'm not sure what you've referred to there. Yes, so finally an armor viewer. I'm curious to know the armor schemes for the... I'm curious to know what the armor schemes are for the new legendary ships, so... I'll definitely be doing the stream on Monday going through the different armors. I am very worried at the armor on Worcester. Because, well, they gave Alaska 32mm of armor. Edinburgh has 30mm of armor. I'm slightly worried that Worcester also has 30mm of armor. Don't know why, I'm just a little bit concerned. Having a HE spamming god being able to bow tank you is exactly the reason why Chapayev was nerfed back in May. But yeah, we'll need to see on that one. We'll definitely need to have a good look at the viewer and see what's what on the different ships. I've been, there's a lot more pens of late. Broadside cruisers. I have heard rumblings from certain areas of the community who've liaised with some members of Wargaming unofficially that there is an issue with the shells not interacting with armor in the proper fashion. Now, again, this is just rumblings. I don't want to send rumours around or do Chinese whispers. Board Game haven't confirmed this to me, but if that is the case, then that might explain the issue. But with an armor view, we'll definitely be able to work out what's going on, because shells have flat penetration and arming chances. Once we've figured out what they are, we'll be able to figure out what's going on. And the end of the end of the ship after the place. That's a lockdown. Leave my fucking haircut. You know what? There, you can't see my hair now. Emperor Palpatine. I'm not gonna go bald. Screw that. Balance changes. So Italian cruisers are getting their smoke generator reload reduced from 240 to 180 seconds. So that's a whole 60 seconds off. So rather than having to wait 4 minutes, you only have to wait 3 minutes. So that's quite nice. So Seb, what is the most surprising thing of this update? I don't know. Serb's now a thug. To populate Tier 7 and Legendary Tier games, the Tier 7 service cost has been reduced. Yay, I guess. From 160,000 credits to 136,000. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Oh well. Sounds decent sick. You don't really need a collision model, to be honest, Elliot. It's just a case of it's the angle of your shell hitting the ship. Cheshire is also getting a bit of a dial back on hits. Service costs, apparently they were high by about 10,000. Never noticed, to be honest. We're getting a new port. We're getting the Fjords port from PC. Yeah, I'll just do it this way. Better. Flick it to the side. Flick it up. Plat it. So we get the Fjords port, and the premium ships under the ships tab have been moved to their own special little tab now. Oh, and any tabs that you've got left over, you'll get them accredited at 750 credits per tab. Not wrong with me here. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with my hair. It's just people being bastards. Bug fixes. Let's have a look at these bug fixes. So we've apparently fixed Mogami's second turret, which was behaving strangely when elevated over the first turret where it was. Fixed the UI issue from switching social menu to never noticed that bug. A few background textures. Well, they need to get the people who did them ones that particular patch to do the one from World of Tanks right now, because good God, some of their stuff in their season pass looks awful. For new players that have reached account levels 4 to 5, we've adjusted the animation for switching to the tactical map if those players have never switched between voice chat channels. I'm not even sure some of these were bugs. Fix the eye issue where the duration of damage control party wasn't correctly displayed when using the by the book commander skill. And fix the red split issue that occurred when the game was resumed after the console was shut down while the game is still running. What? I don't know what these bugs are. I've never noticed any of these bugs before, so yeah, whatever. Okay. Oh, there is more stuffs. Let me just... So this was disclosed to the CCs. Let me just double check everything. Right, so there is some other stuff. I'm going to plonk it on my screen in front of me. Just so I can read it. Which one is it? There it is. So, something that's not mentioned in the patch notes. There are some changes to the tactical map. Now, the tactical map will now show your distances of being spotted. Along, I think your gun ranges and things, and your secondary range, torpedo range on the tactical map is what I understand. So if you press the tactical map and you go to the playlist screen in battle, you'll be able to see your gun ranges and all that stuff. Yeah, concealment, your gun range, all that shiz. Will all be available to see on the main tactical map. In Wargasm, hey Wargasm, how you doing? In my opinion, if you look at what they've done on PC, they've literally swapped the duration and dispersion. They've literally swapped the duration and dispersion times around from what PC is. So on PC, the duration is like what, 10 seconds, and it has like a 25-second duration. Whereas in Legends, it is the other way around. Based on the rank changes, this season might be worse than the last one, which was... I'm not looking forward to this season of ranked, if I'm totally honest. It's going to be a complete horror show. Oh, right. So, my thoughts. Massachusetts being the campaign ship, pretty nice. Yeah, and having the second ship as well, so Yahagi, that's nice as well. Although I think it would have been nice if the Yahagi was available for for those who play the game for free. So perhaps those who didn't want to buy the adapter pack, and I think it would have been nice to have Yahagi as a free ship. I'm curious to know exactly what they have done to Massachusetts, however, because on the Discord, Robin a couple of weeks ago said that on PC, Massachusetts is overpowered. They don't want to nerf it because it would cause the North American contingent to play base to riot and be up in arms. And then less than, 5 weeks later, they now added Massachusetts to the game. So it would be interesting to see exactly what they've done there. Also, if they reduced the battleship line, the Italian battleship line, I wonder if they've got RPSC in the semi-armed pieces, unless we got... We'll need to see when they actually introduce the Italian battleship line. I mean, they've been quite clear that they don't have any current plans to add semi-armed piecing shells into the game. Do I like the update? There's some things I like and some things I don't like, Cash. Massachusetts is really overpowered on PC. It's classified as one of the best Tier 8 battleships on PC. I have her. I love her. That's exactly why I wanted her in the game, because she is glorious. Icebreaker coins. I'm glad they've been upfront with the Lenin. I think Lenin would probably have been better as a global XP ship, personally. Yeah, I'm not too fussed with the Icebreaker section. It's kind of, it's the Sakura event from last year, or the kite, Sakura kite event from last year. At least they got rid of that bit, the kite tokens. North Cape Bureau project. It's a Bureau project for camouflages. Take it or leave it. Massachusetts is very strong on PC. She has one. I think she has one of the high win rates. Uh, I think them rages are on it, but we'll need to see because the information we got from Wargaming from the CCs was very limited. It literally reads, I'll read what it says. Something I failed to mention in the patch notes is the visibility widget available on the Tats map and showing you distances depending on whether you're being spotted or not and so forth. It doesn't tell me much. But, yeah. We'll see. We'll see what it is on Monday. Of course, I'll be streaming on Monday once the update goes live, so I'll be streaming from probably about 10:30 UK time. And we'll go through the changes and stuff like that on Monday. I'm a little bit annoyed that they're giving an Arctic skin to Edinburgh. Because Edinburgh wasn't there at the Battle of North Cape. The reason why is that Edinburgh is more easily obtainable than Belfast, but again, it's given the ship. Yeah, it was Belfast because, as I said, Edinburgh was sunk in 1943. Scharnhorst was sunk at the Battle of North Cape in 1944. Oh well, legend ships for rent. This is going to be particularly spicy. It's going to make Tier 7 and Legend Tier a complete and utter catastrophe for the duration of the update. Now, I'm not too fussed about new players getting into high-tier games. I'm not one of these elitist people who get really uptight about it. But I get there's going to be a lot of annoyed people. There's going to be a lot of potato gameplay. Yeah, another thing I'm worried about is that sounds for Joe. At least Legends now show off the chances if you get in a particular ship. Those chances don't change. I guess it's sort of somewhat balanced by the 200,000 service cost. But yeah, set of containers containing Asashio, Key, and Belfast, as well as a selection of other ships which aren't listed here. Very nice, but again, it's encouraging people to buy containers for a chance to get a ship that they're probably not going to get. That's not really something I can throw my weight behind. I think that leans more towards gambling than anything else, which is something that I personally don't mind loot boxes. Hi Rapids, how you doing? Yeah, I don't mind loot boxes if there's a good chance, but I don't like encouraging people to buy them for something that they're not going to get, in my opinion. Same with the super prizes, the 100,000 doubloons and the year of premium, and possibly, depending on if it is true or not, the 750,000 global XP. But yeah, again, that's we will need to see what the drop rates are on that front. Yes, I think they should introduce a way to deselect skill commanding. It'll make my life easier when I'm going through my stats as a CC. Having to swap out commanders to have skills that aren't relevant to that particular ship so I can get the base statistics would be very nice. Is a pain in the backside, so it would be very nice to be able to actually just see what those skills are without just deselect them. Just give us the option to deselect. Just press A again and unselect it. It's not a difficult. It's not a difficult thing to implement. They just need to literally press A again to deselect. Simple. It's probably what, 3 lines of code. Ranked battles is probably ranked is going to be frustrating, but at the same time, it's going to be easier on battleships and possibly cruisers. Those who are destroyer mains are gonna hate it because, well, we all know how bad the season was this time round with just the 2 destroyers per team and the 3 matchmakers. God only knows what it's going to like with 1. I think the first place player on the losing team losing the star. As I said before, it benefits divisions. It absolutely benefits divisions because it means no more fighting over who's going to get the top spot. So I will have absolutely no problem finding somebody to division up with and just do ranked with them, because neither of us have to worry about losing the star if we're just going to lose. Because if we're going to lose, we're both losing the star regardless. So that is a good change on that, from that angle. But then you're treating everyone on the losing team. Well, again, you're treating everybody on both teams the same. You've got all people on the winning team winning the star, all people on the losing team losing the star. You're not differentiating between skill play at all. There's no differentiation between skilled gameplay. Which is why I think the star system is dumb. It's stupid. It's horrible. It's stupid. It's frustrating. We've had 9 seasons of this. Wargaming are just not listening to the players when it comes to stars. Change the bloody system. Listen to what we want. If you want people to play ranked battles, we will play ranked battles if you give us what we ask for. But the skills, I don't think Fight Fire with Fire is needed. That is as a battleship main myself. It looks like the word in the actual game is misleading as well, because it only says fires, but in the patch notes it does actually say it includes flooding. I feel this is going to be too strong, particularly on Soviet battleships. If they run out of charges of their damage control party, it's discouraging them from using the what's the skills called? Shared labour or something like that. The 2 skills that are available on Soviet battleships, which increase the charges of the damage control party. Having this as a skill basically renders those ones useless because you don't want it. You don't want to suddenly have to suddenly what's the word I'm looking for? Oh fuck, that's my phone. Oh, I've lost train of thought now. But yeah, Russian battleships. This is a massive buff to Russian battleships, an absolutely huge one, because it means that they don't have to worry about taking the damage control party perks. They can just let the fires accumulate, get set on fire multiple times, and they'll take no damage. Personally, I would have preferred maybe have reduction to fire and flooding duration, maybe on the emergency specialist. And perhaps the firefighter skill could have had a reduction in fire damage and flooding damage. Personally, but that's what I feel. I don't think decreasing the duration of damage control party was a good move. Especially the emergency specialist, where it's been the duration penalty has been increased from 30 to 70%. I think that's too far. Equilibrium power. If the damage reduction to equilibrium power remains, so if it's the damage reduction plus the 50% fire chance reduction, and then you got the penetration as well, I think that's too much. I would say just make it IFHE from PC, which is 50% fire chance reduction, and then your HE penetration increase. That's it. That's all that needs. I think that's too far of a nerf, in my opinion. If it is the case that they retain the HE damage nerf. Torpedo size determines the amount. So torpedo size determines the. Well, it's actually the damage of a torpedo that determines the flooding chance. So the more damage a torpedo does, the more of a chance it has to do flooding. But this flooding damage over time is a flat 0.67% of your max hit point per second. and that lasts for 90 seconds. So if you've got a battleship with 100,000 hit points, you will take 670 hit points per second. Is it 670? No. What's no point? Yeah, 670 hit points per second is what it ticks down by. Our viewer, well, that's something that we've been asking for God knows how long. Should have been in the game. My opinion, should have been in the game at the start, but whatever. Cheshire, I can't really say Cheshire really had a noticeably higher premium service cost, but we'll take that. Reduction to tier 7 ships, service costs. It's a two-edged sword, in my opinion, but whatever. And the Italian cruiser line smoke generator tweak. The 6-second reduction in the reload is nice. But I still think that the actual numbers are the wrong way around. I think that the dispersion time should be less than the duration time, rather than the duration time being longer than the dispersion time. No, rather dispersion time being less than the duration, rather than the duration being longer than the dispersion. No. Oh, yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever. They just need to make the Italian cruise like PC. Simple. So yes, that is my look at the patch notes. I think I've been fairly thorough in them. There's a lot of good stuff here. Armor view is definitely the biggest thing for me, because it means we can actually see what our armor is, rather than having to constantly ask the channel, Magic 12, ask the team channel of what armor is on this ship, what armor is on that ship, what armor does the ship have, what's the case in armor, and we'll see how it goes from there. But yes, there's no gameplay for this stream, so this is literally just me going through the patch notes. So unless anybody's got anything else to ask in the chat, I'm going to wrap this up. It doesn't look like anybody else is going to speak, so I will try and get another stream out today. I'll do a gameplay stream, probably just direct from the Xbox over on Twitch, likely around 10:30 PM tonight. Because I'm probably playing Destiny with Kyoto and Pingu and Raz and other people. Because Destiny is currently more fun than World of Warships. It's less frustrating for sure. But yeah, there'll be a stream later on this evening for Legends. What do I think of the tanks update? Some good stuff, some absolutely atrocious stuff. And on that note, thank you all for watching. If you've enjoyed the stream, please hit that like button or the subscribe button, depending on which platform you're watching on. It helps you out greatly. Take care, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.